Hello, hello. Welcome to episode 150 of Digital Iliad here. Hard to believe we've made it so far. How's it going, y'all? Happy Thursday. All right. For episode 150, in honor of doing 50 episodes 3 times, I figure we should probably integrate the triple door into the game. The never before seen triple door. Never before seen, except we worked on it yesterday. But just how? Welcome in. How's it going? Welcome to the channel. I'm just Dave, so seeing your name makes me a little uncomfortable. Because historically, Hal's and Dave's have not gotten along, but I'm willing to put that aside. I'm sorry, Dave. Can't do that. That's my 2001 A Space Odyssey joke. You promised to not shut the pod bay doors on me, then I think this is the start of a beautiful friendship. You're pretty well, feeling a bit tired at this time. That's fair. Me too. I was tired yesterday, which is why we worked kind of just on the door, on this big triple door. This door consists of 3 blocks. So it's this enormous thing compared to our other doors. Because we have a double door. And we also have a single door. Single block door. Our auto tiler can tell the difference and just build it on the fly depending on how many door segments there are. We just need to do a few more things to finish this up and get this in the game. One of the things we need to do is recolor it. And that should be pretty easy, so I guess we might as well start there. So what we do for that is we make the brush big. We use the shading tool. Set it up with this. So these are our shades. What we need to do is we need to mask it a little bit. So say we only want to work on that, that, and that. We go through and we're making it lighter, right? Do we need to flip it? I think this will make it darker, right? Yeah, this makes it darker. So need to reverse the shade. And now it'll make it lighter. And I think we do 2 passes. I think 2 passes is what we do. Love this tool. Pretty snazzy. Gets us this nice light color here, as opposed to this darker shade. Although we don't want to do it just over the thing, don't we? Right? We want to actually make a new layer. These would be the inner doors, so we can say... I guess we should make sure that we're happy with the shadow. I had mixed feelings about the shadow yesterday, the shadow that crosses the inside of the door as the door opens. I had mixed feelings about it, but looking at it today, I think I'm pretty happy with it. It's a shadow. It looks reasonable. Gives it that little bit of character. I think we'll keep it. Not worry about it. Pretty good to you? That's good enough for me then. Hey, smooth into second. Good morning. How's it going? We're finishing up our triple door to get it into the game. I think we're okay. Forward through time, yeah. Yeah, the shadow's okay. We'll stick it. We'll keep it up. We'll keep it. What I am concerned about is recoloring all these when we switch to a new palette. This is a 9 color ramp here. I feel like the ramps I'm switching to are like 8 or something like that. We'll see. Let's cross that bridge when we get to it. Or burn it, as it might be. Duplicate. This is the inner lower door. And this is going to be the inner lower door. That there. All right, now we're going to use our shading tool, shading brush here, to color this up. We need to mask off the area we actually want to affect. So 1 pass, 2 pass, and we're done. Next frame. Got a thought on the door? Okay, the back door on the ground, the hole it slides through, there should be some shape showing the inside hole. Like bottom of the cube the door is sliding through. So you're talking about like, oops. Put this on hold for a second. You're talking about this thing. Hide all this. This thing. The hole that the door goes into. You're thinking it needs like something like this probably. Oh, I don't want to change this. We got this tool all set up. Go to the line tool. The line tool will help us. You think it should have something like this to show that it's like thing. Show that it's like 3D. Yeah, I mean it's there. I didn't include this, which is probably an oversight. So what happens usually is it opens and it slides, it retracts back into this thing. But yeah, you're right. There's no real indication that this is actually a 3D space in there that it's sliding into. That is a good point. So can I just copy that detail across all of these frames? That didn't work. I don't love how that lines up here, but that's beside the point. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it's just in the last frame. I thought I successfully copied it across all of them, but that doesn't seem to be how this tool works. So instead, what we just do is we just say, try to do this, see if this works. See if we can select all of them. Did that work? No, it didn't. Okay. Trying to see the limit of the tool here. So it's going to make me do this all one at a time, but who cares? Doesn't matter most of the time. Yeah, that's a good point. Good catch. We'll probably shade that very differently when we have our new. We'll probably make it a lot darker, those like recessed areas. I want to reassess our outlining system when we switch to a new palette. All right, cool. I'll need to go back and fix that for the other doors. But yeah, let's just do that now before I forget. You don't really notice it in this one, but at least it's there. It's consistent. Feels better? Yeah. Luckily, we don't actually have to worry about these right now. We're just putting in the proxies. Oops, that is the wrong. No, I don't actually need to use this mask. You can get away with not doing it. I just need to be careful. Actually, it's probably too hard to do that. Easier to do this. Proxies? You don't know that term in this context. I will explain. So these are doors. These are like whole doors. This is like a big long animation. There's like two segments to this door. There's like an upper section and a lower section. Easier example is with the double door because it's got the same thing, but it's only 2 blocks. So if we actually go into the game or, you know, the project folder and we look at like our objects and we look at our doors, double doors, double door. So here's a double door scene. This is just one section of it. Oh no, this weird visual effect is back. All right, well, let's set that aside for a moment. I don't know why this came back. I didn't update my graphics driver. Oh, the new wheelie yellow dropped this morning? Hell yeah, I'm gonna go look at that. So this is like one chunk of it, and it's like a scene, and it has like an animation player. So, does it have an animation? Yeah, it does. So it has the animation set up and everything. Maybe a little too slow. So this is the scene. So a tile, so there's 2 of these. There'd be an upper or lower. Right now, this one's just the upper by default. But like similarly, there's a single door scene. Does this whole thing. And then most of our game is made out of tiles. So we have our tile sets. Where's our tile set? Here it is. Here's our tile set. These are like all the floor and the wall tiles and stuff. And then down here we have doors. So what we have here right now are just proxy tiles. So these are just the raw texture version of the door. And we can just assign these as tiles in the tile set or in the tile map. What we will want to do is switch to using scene collections. So instead of having just a tile here, we'd have a scene collection. Right now we're just using proxies, so we're just using like almost like billboards, like just like or like cardboard cutouts. Like it's just like a stand-in for the proper door right now. When we place the doors in the tile set. Like this, if we draw out a shape, we go down a layer, make a room, hollow out the room, start placing doors. Single door, double door. God, that visual, there's a weird thing happening right now with the visuals that I thought I fixed by changing my graphics driver version, and it's back. This horrible distortion. But yeah, these are just stand-ins for the actual doors, which will be functional. I haven't decided whether I'm going to try to place them at this point or if we're going to do like a stage where we swap out the proxies with the actual scenes. Because a tile set or a tile map, no, a tile set. A tile set can use scene collections. You can add scene collections instead of adding tile atlases. Right now we're just using tile atlases. I don't know. Maybe we'll switch to scene collections. Maybe we'll have we'll have maybe a conversion step at the end where we convert these to it. I don't know. I haven't decided. But yeah, it's just a proxy for the node. Happy weekday, Iliad. What's good? Hey, Broheart. It's pretty good. We're having our 150th episode of working on this game. That's good. The crazy, weird graphical error that we were having a while ago that I don't understand is back. That's not good. Thank you for the follow, Just Hall. Or Just Hal. I don't know why I called you Hall. Just Hal. It's really hard to see on stream probably, but there's this weird visual effect that's happening where 2 blocks of color. You got feedback on your latest build and the z-index error resurfaced that you can't recreate. Ooh, I am going to be very unhappy when that becomes a thing I have to worry about. Yeah, so there's this weird thing happening. I don't understand it. Just how? So the proxies in the tile set are static placeholders and the scene collections are fully animated. Exactly, you got it. You have it exactly. This weird thing that's happening where we have 2 solid blocks of color. But this thing is happening where it's drawing them like this. It's creating this like distortion at where they're joining. I don't know what this is, but this is happening all over the place. I got rid of it by just rolling back to the previous graphics driver, but now it is back. I don't know what this is. I don't know why I'm trying to save this file. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Hey, Diginanigans. Happy Thursday. How's it going? Our weird phantom graphical error is back that I don't understand. Shows up at the boundaries of 2 solid blocks of color. I don't know. We're just going to tough it out today. When the stream's over, I don't know. I guess I can't really do anything except hope they hope that the next graphics driver actually makes it work. Hopefully they've released a new one since the last one. The new one that I skipped. Hopefully they've released a new one after that. Probably did since Avowed came out and some stuff. It's usually a new version. I don't know. Super weird. But anyway, we're working on doors today. We're working on the triple door. We're going to get it in the game. Ideally. Oh, Lord. Oh, what happened? You forgot my shade. Weird. This should be good. Oh no, I do have to remake the mask every time. Oh, that's annoying. Unless maybe I take this color out of it. If I just do this and I undo this mask. Undo the mask, I said. I do this like this. Okay, so now it doesn't affect. Okay, now it doesn't affect the dark outline. So we can do this a little quicker now, I think. Gotta reverse it. I just had to create an exception. Now I have to just be a little careful. You love the animation for it? Thank you. Yeah, I think it turned out okay. The shenanigans. You've seen another dev talk about that issue with tile maps before. Don't remember which one. You leave the intentionally left 1 pixel of bleed on their tile map, so it would account for that error. Huh. This issue seems to affect more than just the tile maps, though. Like, you can't see it, but it's affecting the editor itself. Like, as it's affecting this thing on the asset library in 2D, and even just these little boxes. It's like affecting the whole thing. I don't know. It's some weird graphics thing that Godot is dealing with. I don't know. Very strange. Last time I fixed it by rolling back graphics drivers, but I don't feel like we accidentally updated our graphics driver. I don't think that happened. Oh, a new one came out today, so hopefully I can try that one out. Hopefully that fixes it. Latest Godot. Oh yeah, no, we're still on 4.3, so maybe I should try 4.4. That's a good point too. Luckily, it doesn't really matter to us that much, this issue, but it annoys the hell out of me. I'm staring at this on a 4K monitor. Maybe dupe the project before opening in 4.4 and beta 4 later. Be safe in case it is worse. In case it's worse, has migration headaches. Yeah, I mean, it's all backed up in version control. So, worst case scenario, we can roll back. Okay, yeah, you see a DIGITAL. Didn't even show up properly on YouTube until you bumped up the resolution. Yeah, it's really hard to tell. I'm sure if I was on 1080p, it would be really obvious. Or maybe it would go away. Who knows? Graphics issues are like that. They're super weird. This is so funny doing this. I feel like I'm whitewashing these walls. Love this tool. The annoying thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to cut this up into 3 pieces. Unlike the double door, which can just be cut up into 2 pieces, this one needs to become 3 pieces. It's going to be very, very weird. Power washer simulator, yeah. Just how that is really sick. Slick, the palette tint tool thing. What's it called? It's a shading. So you can when you have your brush tool in I guess it's the pencil tool. When you have the pencil tool in Sprite, you can, instead of just doing simple inking or whatever else, you can say shading, and you can define this ramp, and then you can shade it up or down, make it lighter or darker. It's a really slick way to just step through without messing with the different shades. Or at least it retains, you know, whatever, the contrast or whatever. I don't know what you want to call it. The different steps between the sections. Real slick. All right, did I do that correctly? Didn't miss any frames? No, doesn't look like it. All right, now we got to do the upper half, which is going to be more of a pain in the butt. I am using this mask. This should not... What is happening here? And I guess I could just eliminate this shade from the thing, in which case it doesn't matter anymore. And reverse it. All right, we're going to try to do this without having to mask every frame. I think as long as we control the thing, we should be okay. As long as we control the ramp very precisely, we should be okay. Oh, this is where it gets tricky. Yeah, this is really actually quite annoying. Gotta be super careful. Oh my god. Okay, I might need to, it might be worth it to just use the mask. We're fighting off, we're trying not to affect the lit part of the, oh my god. Tell me now. There we go. Now I gotta do it again. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. All right, I'm getting the hang of it though. Gotta be very careful. So yeah. How's everyone doing? What's everyone up to? I started playing Avowed yesterday after work. And chilled out, played that for a couple hours. It's fun. I'm digging it. Running around as kind of a weird kind of mushroom hero type character. And yet also like a representative of the colonial powers. It's like a very uncomfortable setup they provided you with. Which I think was the point. You're like, oh wow, I'm part of the problem. Usually they just let you be like a hero type. Yeah, Diginanigans, we are power washing them. Is that kind of like Valheim? Or I guess a different game? No, Avowed is kind of like, I think I know what you're thinking of. What is that game that's like Valheim? But like a little grungier. Enshrouded. Are you thinking of Enshrouded? No, I'm playing Avowed, which is like, it's like Obsidian's new like fantasy RPG. So it's kind of like Dragon Age the Veilguard or like Skyrim or whatever. Seems more like Dragon Age actually than Skyrim. Seems a lot more like Dragon Age. But it's by the guys that made like Pillars of Eternity and that. I think it's even in like the same universe. I'm actually not sure. I never really played Pillars of Eternity. Turns out I'm not a CRPG guy, which is weird. Thought I would have been. I always thought of them for myself, but turns out I don't like turn-based tactics. So weird that I considered making a turn-based tactics game. It turns out I don't really like them. You know, there's probably some highlighting we should be doing in this intersection of the door, but I like can't be bothered. Oh, I'm not doing enough passes. There are just so many these days. Exactly. Exactly just how it's impossible to keep up with them. I have Game Pass, so every once in a while a big game comes out and I'm like, "Oh, I guess I'll play that." Otherwise, I kind of just don't catch any of them. Diginanigans, you started playing Avowed this week too. You only have about half an hour into it, enjoying enough that you'll think some time into it. Yeah, I got to like the starting city. And then I just ran around looking around at stuff. I could have just started adventuring immediately, but I was like, no, I want to walk around, see what's going on. Found all the different little nooks and crannies in like the starter town that I could explore. Kind of wild. But it's cool. I'm kind of into it. I was hoping to do more of a battle mage kind of build, but the magic system seems kind of underpowered. Maybe it's because I'm like still low level, but I'm not as pleased with the magic system as I thought I would be. But I am pretty pleased with the melee combat. Melee combat actually feels okay, which is mostly down to like the animations and stuff. Better than Skyrim, so I'll probably end up just being a fighter or something. It's been pointed out that I pretty much always try to play a stealth rogue in these kinds of games, so I'm trying to avoid that this time. That's kind of what you do. That's what you do in Elder Scrolls because you acknowledge that like the combat system is shit. So you just try to avoid the combat system as much as possible by playing a stealth assassin character. So you just bypass the combat system. Oh my God. But it seems cool. I'm kind of excited. I usually don't like the companions in these games, like mechanically. They're usually just in the way, but these ones seem okay. It's a gorgeous game too. Like it's beautiful. Like I'm playing it on I mean this computer at 4K with like ray tracing and like all that stuff. Absolutely gorgeous game. Pretty down with Avowed. But yeah, I only have like maybe a couple hours into it and I did nothing. I like just did the tutorial and then like wandered around the town for like an hour. Yeah, same universe as Pillars of Eternity, but took a different approach to it. The Last of 2 demo came out on Steam today as well. You'll download that and check it out. It's another CRPG. Looks leaps and bounds better than the first one, which you enjoyed. Nice, nice. Yeah, we've talked plenty about why I seem to bounce off of CRPGs. Really just the whole party management system. Which is weird because like if you scale it up a little farther, like I love strategy games. How did I miss some of these so much? So if you like scale it up a little more, I'm like back in. But there's this like, it's like the opposite of a sweet spot where I'm like, I'm out. Somewhere between controlling one player and controlling many players. Controlling few characters, I am not down with. I don't know why, especially if it's turn-based, I guess. It's probably, the turn-based part of it probably has a lot to do with it. All right, we did the animation. We did it. Now what we need to do, which I'm really not looking forward to, and I have to decide how I want to structure this, is we have to start chopping these files up. So the double door proxy. So it's going to go like this. So we're going to go lower than upper, and we go outer than inner. And then we're also going to have middle. So it's going to need to go lower, middle, then outer. So I need this times 3. No, times 6. 64 by 40. Right. 64 times 6. 384. Kind of stupid, but these are just proxies, so like I don't think I care terribly much about how this looks. We do have to decide how we're going to cut these. I think I need to be kind of precise about this. Let's go for the outer lower. Hide that part of it. Diginanigans, you've started gravitating more towards any sort of strategy or turn-based stuff over the last few years. You enjoy strategy and thinking versus testing your reflexes. That makes sense. Honestly, for like, weirdly, I feel like I'm going in the opposite direction. Like, I don't play competitive games, like, at all, but for like recreation, I've been like heading in the direction of like, I want a mindless like action game. I think mainly what I want is I want lean back controller games. I want like games on controller where I can just lean it back. I don't want to have to sit up. I don't want to have to use mouse and keyboard. I just like want to chill. All right, this is super weird what we're doing here. Oh Lord, gotta load the palette first. I'm gonna regret the fact that I made all of these indexed and not just RGB. I'm gonna deeply regret that. I thought indexed would be cool so I could like substitute things out, but if we're actually genuinely changing significantly, then we have a bit of a problem. Oh, it didn't need to be this large, did it? It can be whatever height, whatever this is, like 32. It could even be 32 by 32, couldn't it? Because we're slicing it into these weird shapes. What do I do for the double door? I made it a little bigger, huh? So it kind of overlaps a little bit. I might have some Z indexing issues with that, but this should be fine. So what I should do is change the canvas size to be 32, 96, 96 and 96 is 192. Oh, that should be all we need for this. So we're going to go lower. How do we need to do this? We're going to do coloration. So we're going to do hull type and then door type. I actually don't like that. I think I'd rather do door type and then hull type. So like you'd put the outer doors next to each other and then but who cares? This is just temporary. So we'll be consistent because we've already done it. I keep jumping to this. I don't know why. So we put this back. Now here's the fun part. Now's where we need to carve out the middle section of this, which is super weird. How are we going to do that? So the middle section of it is this. We're just going to build this out piece by piece here. So it's that. Needs to include this. Yeah, this is super weird how we're doing this. So that's lower and that's upper. So we really just need to cover the area that's neither. Which is really actually quite a narrow area. Oh, we didn't include this part of the door. Oopsies. We actually kind of messed this up. This is where it's unclear to me exactly what should be in each of these pieces. Let's just expand this a little bit so that we cover our bases here. So it's going to be this whole chunk all the way down. Yeah, carving a two-piece door into 3 sprites turns out is not fun or easy. I don't know, I guess we'll just do this part of it. We could do this in multiple passes. When we're doing the actual object, we're going to need to do something like that because this is going to be really rough otherwise. I actually think it shouldn't be this. Should actually not include this or this or this or any of this. It's really just this one chunk here. This is the middle chunk that we need to worry about. We're going to put that here, except it's got to go over. Wait, what? Oh. I've got to do this. Then I've got to go back here, and I've got to select the other layer and do the same thing. Oh, except I needed to do it in the other order. Fine, we're doing it live. We're figuring this out. I don't want to hide the lower door. Don't actually need any of that. Gotta do the lower part again. This is really stupid. This is why many tile games do not allow anything that takes up more than one tile. Like characters or objects that take up more than one tile are a huge pain in the butt. Gotta go back and do this part again. All right, there we go. So that's lower section, middle section, at least all of what you can see. Does this need to be over a bit more? Maybe not. Grab the upper part. Now we just grab this. Grab this. Whole chunk. Why does this still look so incorrect? Can I cover this in 2 cubes? Oh, I can. We just do that instead? Would that be better? Just do this in 2 pieces instead of 3? It looks like I can do it in 2 pieces. That's probably better. Trying to do this in 3 pieces. Let's try it, and then if it doesn't work, we can go back and do it this 3-piece way. In which case this is 128 or something like that. How big is this one? 192? Why is this 192? Oh, because I'm giving it space. Okay. We can't really do it like that here. The awkward thing about this is it means the tile in the middle is just going to be empty. I'm a little concerned about the Z indexing because of using the Y sorting. Part of the reason I was doing this in 3 pieces. Like if we do this in 2 pieces, here's my concern. If we do this in 2 pieces, if someone is standing here in the 3rd piece here, it's basically like forming like a cross shape. Someone is standing here. They're on the same Z index as this chunk. I guess it doesn't matter, does it? Because this chunk is not... This part is where we're drawing it. And you'll always render in front of this part. Actually, this might be totally fine to do in 2 pieces. Cool. Cool. Tight. That actually makes a lot of this a lot easier. I really didn't want to have to try splitting this into 3 pieces if it wasn't obvious by my constant complaining about it. Now it's really obvious that the way I've organized this is wrong, though. Now it's like painfully obvious. Oh, wait, can we not do this? Am I wrong? 32. No, it's 32 each. This should be fine. I'm like very skeptical because I feel like I've thought about this. I thought about this before, and it was very clear to me that we couldn't do it this way. But it seems like maybe we can after all. But now it's really obvious to me that we shouldn't organize it this way. Organizing it this way is really stupid. Where we like alternate hull types like this, where we have like, we alternate by hull type and then by like door segment type. We door segment type first and then hull type. But it doesn't really matter. This is so stupid. All right. It will work though. Save as. Door, triple, proxy. Now we create the PNG for it. Now we just need to set it up in the tile set. All right, now we just need to set up their atlas chords correctly. Or texture origin, whatever it's called. Now we set up the alternative tiles. Flip H. All right, so that's the tile set for now. Now what we need to do some programming. All right, we got ads coming in. Don't worry though, we're not doing anything exciting. What we are doing is we are going down to the door layer, which is this. It's also a bit of a nightmare. So what we need to do is we need to figure out where to add. Oh, so we need to add some of the door forms. Oh. So we have single, double, triple. So that's already set up. We've also got whole, lower, middle, upper. Oh, we already actually have the middle division set up. Sweet. Then we're actually good to go. I feel like instead of whole, it should be like none. Like there is no division. All right, so what we need to do here is we have a bunch of bitwise operations here. So we know it's a double door. There's one wall and one door. What we can just do, which is an easy check. Oh, we already actually are doing the check here. We're saying is your positive X neighbor and your negative X neighbor both doors? Right now we're saying that means you're invalid, but we just flip a thing here and say, no, you're a triple door. That's not invalid at all. You're just a triple door. Well, that was easy. We need to do it one more time here. And then somewhere we're determining what your section is, what your division is. Where are we determining that part? Probably down here. Let me make sure I've hidden the correct. Yeah, okay, I have. Door layer. All right, so here's your upper. So if your negative Y has that, otherwise if your positive Y has that. Okay, so we just need to add an initial check here where we say both, where we say if negative Y dot has block dot forms dot door and positive Y has forms. So if we have both of these, then we know you're a triple door. And then we turn this into an else if. The shenanigans. You're debating doing a complete 180 on how you're going about building your game. You may end up doing Godot, but programming it all in TypeScript. What a fascinating choice. Is it just kind of like you want to do kind of what I'm doing, where like you utilize Godot for like rendering and UI and stuff, but like you want all the actual code to be in your own environment that you have a little more control over? Interesting. That's an interesting approach. TypeScript specifically. The shenanigans. You enjoy programming in Odin and all the flexibility there, but the TLDR is if your focus is on making the game itself, you're much more proficient with TypeScript, and Godot offers a lot of tools. Yeah, for sure. That's the problem. That's always the choice, is like you're like, what am I doing? Am I making a tool or am I making a game? And it's like, or am I making an engine or am I making a game? And sometimes you need to do one to do the other, but not always. And yeah, knowing the difference there is tricky. So hold on. What we need to do here actually is really fascinating. we're here, we actually go through all of this stuff. So we're setting the source ID. It's a problem. We could just skip this, couldn't we? Can we literally just say continue? Will that work? Oh, and then just have this here. Oh, wait, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this twice? Why are we doing this once for each axis? Oh, I understand. Yeah, let's just add this as a quick check now. We're trying to like not draw metal block is all we're trying to do here. We're going to say if neg x. Do that, easy check. Continue. How did we snag a parentheses there? There we go. This might just work. Straight up. Probably won't, but it might. So let's see. Shenanigans, you haven't explored it too much, but there is a Godot JS project that looks like it actually has pretty good performance by pre-compiling and optimizing everything instead of just in time. JIT instead of jitting everything. Interesting. I feel like that's an interesting choice to be like, I explicitly want to use TypeScript over like GDScript. Admittedly, I don't have any experience with TypeScript, but I do a lot of JavaScript. A lot. Okay, so something unfortunate is happening when we do the triple door. In fact, something weird is just happening in general. I think we're having some bugs. No errors? Because something is going wildly wrong there. Okay, maybe is this continue causing like a deep problem here? Oh, for one thing, we don't have the source ID set up. Oh, oops, oopsies. Oopsies. Not handling the triple door case. Well, hold on. We can do this, right? We can actually do it this way. I just have it be just falls through. So case door.form.triple. Oh, wait. It can't be exactly the same, can it? Oh, we have a spam bot. We've got a spam bot on Twitch. This is like one of my favorite moments of the stream. Recalcitrant midwife. These are fun. These names are fun sometimes. Blasted. I don't think the sound effects played though. Oh, they didn't. That's a real disappointment. Let me bring up StreamerBot. Something happened with my audio mix, and a lot of my audio got disconnected. Yeah, there's no audio device listed here. Why did that happen? That happened to all of them? I think it happened to all of them. Is there a way that I can specify like just a default all of my actions play through a specific settings? No. This has happened more than once. Kind of annoying. I'm having to reconnect all of my audio effects, all of my sound alerts. Gotta figure out how to do something about this. It doesn't just like halt the stream for like a minute while I fix it. I nuked NVIDIA Broadcast today. I used to use NVIDIA Broadcast for my noise cancellation, and I happen to also run my camera through it for some reason. But I figured out how I could do everything without NVIDIA Broadcast, and now I do, which is nice. I feel like I heard the transporter chirp earlier, though. Not the transporter, the communicator chirp. That actually played earlier when Just How joined. I like heard it. Maybe I only heard it on my monitor and it didn't actually play. All right, let's try this again. Apologies for the noise. All right, there we go. Okay, yeah, everything's routed back through the correct channel. Diginanigans almost certainly will not be as efficient as anything lower level. It doesn't do memory management, but you don't think your game will be too demanding? I mean, yeah, that's definitely not a concern. Or not a real concern, I don't think. You've been doing JavaScript professionally for almost 15 years and many side projects, so pretty comfortable with it at this point. That's fair, that's fair. I found GDScript to be very, like, philosophically similar. I didn't have an issue with it, really. Such that I was like, I'd rather be using something else. All right, I don't love what I'm about to do here, but it will work. So I'm going to do it. Literally all we're changing is the source ID, which is telling me I need to split this in a different way. What I do need to do is get rid of this here. Don't want this here. This is a very rough way of doing this, but it will work. Well, I say it will work. I hope it will work. All right. Lay out a room here. Hollow it out. Add a door. Add a double door. Add a triple door. Okay, it's still drawing the double door. Not the triple door. Weird. A little weird. Should be drawing the triple door. No errors, which is good in a way. Case door.form.triple. Source ID is 14. Maybe source ID is not 14. Maybe I have that wrong. Source ID 15. Why are you 15? 14. What do we call this? Triple door proxy. Probably shouldn't say proxy. In case I swap it out to actually be the actual door, but fine. This is fine. All right, let's try it now. Huh, still not doing it. Oh, maybe the door on the side here doesn't know. I see why I didn't implement this originally. Because the door in the middle can tell that it's a triple door. But the door on the side has no idea that that's the case. I hate this crazy graphics issue. It makes everything look terrible. Like I'm just horribly like anti-aliasing everything. That's fine. We'll work on that. Okay, so I understand. I understand what needs to happen here. So during this phase, which we could probably rewrite. So you think you're a double door, when in fact you're a triple door. Okay, there's a number of things we could do here. One thing we can't do because we aren't doing this sequentially or in a way that in an order that would make sense. We can't like if the middle door detects that it's part of a triple door, it can't go and like alter its neighbors. Can't do that. So what it needs to do is it needs to unhappy. I see why I didn't do this. See why this is a huge pain. To be able to tell if you're part of a triple door. You basically need to check your next neighbor. You need to check your like positive X neighbor and also the positive X neighbor of that positive X neighbor. You need to check more than just your immediate neighbor to figure it out. Which is unfortunate, but true. The way we're going to do this then. Also, I probably don't want to do this, whatever is happening here. I probably want to do like a has. There's something elegant about this check, but now I'm going to need to like go into more detail here. So we need to So if we think that we might be a double door, we need to check. Something to say. I also need to replace this block. This thing where I do like a containment check, and then if the containment check passes, I do a get index and I read from the span. I need to make this like one. I need this to be like a get or default. So that I don't have to do this whole thing. I need to internalize that. But whatever, I can do that later. So what we need to do, if exactly one of these is the door, then we need to figure out which one it is. You can say if. So if this one's the door, then we can say, then we can ask, basically say this here. We need to say, oh, this really sucks. Relative position plus vector 3 dot left times 2. So we're just going to look at the next neighbor. So if we find out where the door is, we're going to look at the next neighbor. We're going to see if that is. If it is, what we're going to do is we're going to say, then we're going to say this. Triple. Else. This all sucks, and I'll rewrite this later. But we just want to get the idea down. Get the thing working. It should work. Unfortunately, I need to do the same thing. Oh, this would be not left, but right. Okay. Now we need to do the same thing. Yeah, we could change both of these to be a ternary. Apologies, I only get allergic when I start streaming. So funny. I'm feeling it though. All right, now we need to do the same thing down here, which I hate. Absolutely hate that we're doing this. It will work. All right. So for now, this should guarantee that we can tell whether we're part of a triple door or not. Oh, oops. That's probably not good. Oh, no, it worked. Okay. All right. Come on, triple door. Show me the triple door. 1, 2. Still 2 doors. 1, 2. Oh, look at that. We got a triple door on the left side. My flood fill algorithm is not working right now, is it? Why is that? Is it just being slow? Oh, nope, there we go. It is. The answer is yes. It's just being slow. Okay, I don't love how this gets cut up by the cutaway system. I need to change how the cutaway system works a little bit. Yeah, that's really bad. The way it cuts just in half like that. Whereas like with a double door, I set up a double door here. It at least is like plausible where it cuts away one whole chunk of the door and leaves the other intact. But what this is doing, oh, what's happening here? Okay, so the triple door check thing is working, but only for this axis. Means I probably messed it up when I copied it over. Yeah, ooh, that's not good. That's a good argument for changing how I do this. And using 3 pieces probably. We'll probably have to go back to using 3 pieces. Seeing how horrible that looks. Let's get it recognizing the triple door in both directions first. So, this would do it. Missing that part. Shenanigans, do you think the cutaway should take away entire objects at once? So for doors, get rid of the whole door. But the concept could expand to like computer terminals, etc. I think you're right. I think you're very right. I think we're gonna decide. We have to decide like which way we favor, which is like if you start cutting away an object, do you then jump ahead and cut away the whole object, or do you wait until like you've encompassed the entire object in it? Like, is overlap sufficient, or do you need enclosure basically before you remove the object? I think it's probably going to be overlap rather than enclosure, but I've got to decide. But yeah, I think you're very right. Which, you know, in one sense makes it easier to do the cutaway thing, or it makes it easier to do the scenes. So 1, 2, sort of. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so something is still not right with that axis. Me just copy and pasting code and not paying attention to it. So the lower segment is not working correctly. Which part of this is wrong? Oh, right here. Aggressively cut it away. Better to have more visibility than less. Allows more flexibility if you do larger options in the future. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's very correct. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. All right, so we got triple doors. Visibility cutaway thing is trash, but we can address that. That's going to make the cutaway system a lot more complicated, but you know, we will manage. It's definitely the correct decision in the long run. I don't know if I love the way I've drawn the triple door. I overdid it on the highlights and lowlights. But it's kind of hard to evaluate with this horrible graphical error going on. Making it a little tough. All right, so if we wanted to do that, how would we do that? I kind of want to go back and fix this in a minute, partly by implementing this helper function that I mentioned, internalizing this whole get or default thing. But we also need to think about this cutaway thing. So right now, maybe a door should keep track of its compatriots. I don't know. Maybe not. That's actually not very doable. I guess we can check the door type. Maybe. Where are we even storing this door stuff? Oh, this is a temporary set of data, so we don't know anything about this. Ugh. Okay. We're not storing any of this door information on a permanent basis. So what we would basically need to say is if we find a tile, like if we get through all this other stuff, we find a tile that's a door. Oh, wait, we're actually, oh, no, we still have this information. Oh, yes. Okay, perfect. Because we're not storing it permanently, but we still do have it at this point. What I do need to do is specify the door division. Oh, we're not doing that here, are we? It's weird that we're not doing that here, but that's okay. So what I can do is I can say there's another aspect of this which we also have to worry about, which is the upper level, the like next level cutaway thing, which is like, you know, this one where like you can go like this, and then I could go this, and then maybe go down a couple more. We have to think about this version of the cutaway system, the one that goes across Z levels. That's going to be kind of annoying if we're cutting away higher objects when we do this thing. I would rather have this be like more consistent. Well, I don't know. I kind of don't want it to do this thing where it cuts out the middle and like leaves the top. I don't love this either. Kind of have to decide what to do about that. I don't think there's actually anything we can do about that, really. Unless we start using compartment information. I don't know. Yeah, because if I cut the doorway this way, like I don't know how to. Maybe I can make an example of this. What if we have like a wall here, and then we have like a triple door here? I'll make it a double door now since that's a better example. I guess maybe it doesn't matter. Can't really tell. If there's this door on the level above me and I'm like cutting it away. And like you can't really tell that I'm doing it piece by piece anyway. So maybe it doesn't matter. It matters a little maybe. I kind of want objects to be able to get peeled apart and broken up like that. That's obviously a ton more work from an art standpoint. So maybe that's like a boondoggle and that's not worth it. Like making it so that you can cut up pieces of things like a door into different parts and render it correctly. Because like this doesn't work. The double door version does work. It's sliced intelligently. Here's a crazy idea. What if I made the triple door actually more than 2 pieces? What if I made the triple door 3 or 4 pieces? So then there's a piece of it in the middle. What would that look like? That would allow me to break it up and have pieces, individual pieces like that. Hmm. So that would be like a version of the triple door that's like... What if it was like this? Just as an idea. Work with me here. Can't do that. I forgot I can't do that. I just want to go hard into this cutaway thing because it's kind of a lot of this game. I kind of want it to be cool when you cut away stuff, like you can see into things. Maybe that's like not a good use of time. What if it was like this? Oh, why am I redrawing this? I can just copy this one over. I'm learning about how to be efficient. Is that everything? Middle piece could either go up or down. That's exactly what I'm thinking, Diginanigans. I'm thinking both, honestly. Thinking about having the middle piece go up and down. What if it was like this? What if it was like this? This is my idea. We got to be kind of careful here. What if I mix this with the flipped version, which I haven't drawn? Let me grab the old version of the double door. Who knew I would be drawing these doors like 8 times? I probably should have. What if it was like these two kind of mixed? Something like that. Yeah, if you like flicker between them very quickly, you can kind of get an idea for it. Where it's like a 4-piece door. And the upper and lower teeth kind of retract. Something like that. The important trick of this is making the individual piece of the left and the right piece not too big. Not too big. So for example's sake, what if we just straight up used these? So what if I just use these lines? Maybe this works better as a 3-piece. In which case, would it be cooler if the door lowers down? Well, it's a little awkward either way because it's like, where is it going? But I don't know. Maybe it's sufficiently cool where nobody would care. All right. Well, let's try a couple of these. Let's try a couple of these. So if we grab this, it would probably be cooler if the middle door goes up. Probably would be the coolest thing for it to do. We put that there, and then we go over here. We grab this one. Like something like this. I don't know what I just did. Okay. Doesn't seem to matter. Pattern aligned to source. I don't know what the F this means. I think I did something here. Oh, I made like a brush on accident. What about like this? And then we have like a third piece of the door. And this would be confusing is what it would be, but it would be like this is how we do this? No. Oops. Okay. Gotta go back to a regular brush here for a second. There we go. Like this? This looks pretty sick. I don't know. Love it. Awesome. Yeah, this looks like a fun variant It's really just the 2 double doors, and but with this additional thing. And yeah, I think I like this vertical one better. We're going to ignore the fact that, like, who knows where this goes when it goes up into the wall or up into the ceiling, because there's like not enough room to hold it, which is the only reason why I was thinking of doing like a mix of the two, where you'd do like a 4, it would be like a 4-piece door. But I feel like that's not a good enough justification to doing something much harder. I don't think just being like, well, what happens to the door as it goes into the ceiling? This piece is a little harder to draw though, because it's at like an angle. I don't know if we can draw this part as easily. The arrow might not work. Maybe if I do like this. I don't know. Maybe it's fine. Maybe it's fine. Do like this. I think it's a little weird, but maybe it's fine. Maybe we don't care. Okay, so this is one option. I think it's a pretty sick option. We'll call this option 1. Let's make another copy of this, and let's grab all of this. Copy, paste, Shift H, Shift V. This is option 2. And this would go down. I actually, from at least just the arrow standpoint, like this a little better, if nothing else. I think it's still a little awkward. Option 2. I don't know. I think the vertical one, I think this one's cooler. All right. I want one more here, though. I want to get rid of all of this stuff. I'm going to try one more thing. This would be at least different than just the double door, like duplicated. I mean, we'll probably also use those because those are pretty cool. But I'm also thinking about, oh, the lighting here is flipped. We have to fix that. But otherwise, who cares?
Maximum warp.
Maximum warp. Hey, no, Jewel. New triple door design. Yeah, we're unhappy about a specific aspect of the triple door, which is that the triple door takes up 3 blocks, but you can't cut the triple door into 3 pieces. That is causing problems for the cutaway system. So I think making a triple door that was only 2 pieces was a mistake. So now we're looking at like a triple door that's maybe 2 or 3 pieces, or 3 or 4 pieces, I should say. So these are the 3-piece versions, which are literally just copied versions of the double door with an additional piece thrown in. And I don't hate it. Definitely don't hate it. I especially like this version, I think. Although the arrow is a little awkward. I don't know if I love the arrow. It kind of draws attention to how kind of wrong this is. But like, that could be fine. You know what we could do is we could probably have the arrows up here. The arrows like up here or something. I don't know. Maybe we don't want two of them. Maybe we just want one of them. Where's the midpoint here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, good. There's no midpoint. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. Except for the arrows, I'm pretty happy with this. It's a little more excusable on this one for some reason, and I don't know why. I cannot exactly explain why it feels less terrible for that one. Is there an animation? We did this 5 minutes ago. What do you want from me? Is there an animation? No, we put the triple door into the game and we identified an annoying inconvenience with the way the cutaway system works. What a taskmaster No Jewel is in my stream here. We spent all day yesterday animating the triple door. Ignore the horrible graphical issue that I'm experiencing with Godot right now. There's a double door for an example. Here's a triple door. So when we cut away the double door, you can cut away the lower section of it, and it's fine. Like, it cuts away one section at a time. But you can't really do that to the triple door. Like, you can kinda. I guess it wouldn't be a cutaway. There would be a very complicated thing that we would need to do. It would be very hard. You can't cleanly cut away like this. And like Diginanigan's idea is like, we'll just cut the whole door out as soon as you get to like here. And like that's an option, but I want to explore the possibility of supporting this sort of thing because I think this is cool. I think it's cool when you can cut away block by block and see like the inner guts of like whatever thing you're cutting away. Like a big part of our game is this cutaway thing, and I think there will be a lot of opportunity to have funny stuff in there, or even just add to the realism of it, or I don't know, whatever. I don't know. I want to explore the possibility of having a triple door that's 3 pieces, so that we can cut it away like this. But it may not work. But I want to at least try. So our super low effort initial versions are these two. And that's just because we basically took the 2 versions of the double door. We took the regular version and we took the flipped version. And we just hit bash them together to make some door segments. But I want to try one more that's like a 4-piece door. I want to try it at least. I don't have a lot of faith that it will be good, but I would like to try it. What the hell? What the hell's going on here? All right, so 4-piece door would be something like, just to lay out the pieces, it would be something like, it would be like a cross shape, right? It would be something like this. You do 3 and then go. So here we would do. It would be something like this. Then you'd have two pieces. And I feel like this is a little more excusable because there's three single doors next to each other. Oh yeah, do it Dwarf Fortress style. Yeah. Or RimWorld. RimWorld does the same thing, right? RimWorld doesn't like magically form double doors if you put two doors next to each other. Hey, Fusionist. How's it going? So it'd be something like this. This would be something like a 4-piece door. Not quite right, but... And I feel like this is more excusable than one of these. Because the thing about this is like, where does this go? Where does this like huge chunk of a thing go? I realize this would be the other way around, wouldn't it? It would be like... It'd be like this. Which isn't terrible. I actually think that's okay. Maybe it should be down one. I don't know. Going per usual. How am I? I'm all right. This is a different version of the triple door. This is a version that's different than this one. We're running into some problems with having a triple door that's two pieces, which is not that surprising when you stop and think about the word triple door. This is a door that occupies 3 blocks. But we're running into some issues because it's two pieces that can't really be separated into 3 blocks very easily. So we're trying to come up with some ideas that resolve some of that. One idea is to have a big triple door chunk like this that's just 3 pieces. And then the other option is to do something that's maybe more of a 4-piece. I don't hate as an idea. And this to me is more excusable because it's like more believable that these smaller chunks could retract up into the ceiling. Because the ceiling tiles are only so thick. Like if we have these ceiling tiles here, then we add a floor. And then we add a door. If it's this big triple door with this enormous chunk in the middle, there's not enough space to like there's not enough, these ceilings aren't thick enough to like handle that if it's this huge piece. If it's 2 smaller pieces, one half goes up, one half goes down, it's a little more excusable, I feel. Like if it's these 2, that's probably a little more justifiable than this huge thing. I mean, at the end of the day, no one probably cares, right? Nobody really cares. Why is it an issue to line with tiles? You didn't realize how was using the Dwarf Fortress system. No, we're not using the Dwarf Fortress system. Diginanigans, you like option 1 the best personally. If you're concerned about the height of the middle piece, you could just make it shallower and have the middle edges of the left and right door be a bit taller. But the problem is the more we get, the more we exaggerate that, the more we run into the original problem in the first place. We won't pretend that you care. Thank you, Fusionist. Thank you for clarifying. No, the problem we're running into has to do with the cutaway system in my mind, which is maybe not a real problem. But to me, it's like there's this problem of like if you start trying to cut away the door, the double door, the single door is one piece. The double door is two pieces, and they're two discrete pieces. So you can like cut away one piece and you can still see the other piece. The triple door is also two pieces, but you can't elegantly like cut away one piece and leave the other piece. You really can't do that. Like we could do a trick, but then the cutaway system's like way more complicated. But we could do it that way. It's an option to do it that way. Where instead of like fully hiding the tile, we just swap it out with a different version of the tile that looks like it's cut away, but is like still there partly. Like we could do some stuff, but it would make the cutaway system a lot more complicated. So I was just thinking if we had a triple door that was actually three pieces, whereas right now, this whole door is just being rendered off of two pieces. If we had a triple door that was actually three pieces, we could do this a little differently. An interesting concern. Well, thanks. I'd like to think that I'm not completely wasting my time, even though this is obviously like a fairly unimportant thing. I feel like this issue will come up more than once. Is my feeling that we'll run into this issue more than once. I also really like option 1 Diginanigans. It's really cool looking. I mean, when it's fully retracted, you'll probably still see up to about here. Something like this. So you'd really just need to get rid of 13 tiles. I mean, hiding 13 tiles of door in a tile block that's 8 tiles tall is not like the end of the world. I think it's 8 tiles tall. I'm actually not sure how tall the ceiling tiles are. Which is a little embarrassing. Double check. How tall are the ceiling tiles? 8? Something like 8? Oh, they're super weird. They're 9 tiles tall. Is that right? This is 12. There's only 3 hidden. How does that work? Oh, well, it works. I'm not going to complain. That seems wrong. What about the walls? How tall are you? 28? Yeah, okay, that's kind of weird, but all right. It tessellates perfectly, so who cares? Who cares, right? Fusionists, some people care about doors. Yeah, it's an opportunity to make some cool looking ones. Yeah, I just want ones that look believable. I don't want like this immense piece of door that just disappears and then like it's not clear where it went. That's really stupid, and it's one of those like little things, but I feel like you add enough of those little things together and you really harm the immersion of your game. Like you can have a couple of those things where it's like, it's a game. Yeah, the thing just disappeared. Who cares? But the more and more unbelievable the structures look, the like, especially if you're doing like this, like a sci-fi game, like a harder sci-fi game, I think it matters a little bit. So yeah, let's see if we can make a 4-piece door that we like. I don't totally love what I just did here, so we're going to try again. We're gonna look at our other doors and study a little bit about how the joints work, or where they join, more specifically. So like this. So I like having the joins at like the boundary between two of these pieces, like at the boundary where the pixels go down and over one. Then they have half on each side, which is very nice. So I want to do that. So one line would start here and end here. One line would start here and end here. So we can just try to draw these lines again and keep that in mind. One way we can do it. This one actually starts at 2, which I think is too sharp. But it does seem to work. I don't know. I was starting at 3. I was starting 3 in. We should think about it in terms of pieces. So like the triple door is 3 pieces. Let's actually do that. Let's break the door up into 3 pieces here. Have that guide us a little bit. You kind of assumed the wall allows it to open inside of it, flush. Yeah, and that works when you're going sideways, right? That works totally fine when you're doing this thing sideways. Because it just retracts into the walls, and that's totally believable. The issue I'm thinking about is retracting. If you're retracting this thing up into the ceiling, what if the next floor is just open? Like, what if there's nothing there and there's just the ceiling? Like, it's not like if there's a ceiling and a wall on top of the ceiling, then yeah, whatever. The door disappears up into wherever. But if it's like, if this door has a ceiling above it and that ceiling is a floor for another room, then it's like this thing is retracting up into nowhere. And I would like to minimize stuff like that as much as possible. Like I could fix that with level design. I could be like, never use this door except if there's a ceiling, except if the space above it is thick enough where it could obviously retract up into it. But like, yeah, you don't want to do that. You don't want to limit that. Although I do really like this door, so we might end up going for that sort of thing. What if I just do this shape, but extend it down? Could that be good? Where I like make this the center of like... Can we do that? Would that work? Am I crazy? Well, I think this is how you would make a 2x2 door. What I'm about to propose. But can I copy this section and this section and mix them together to be a thing? Would that work? Would that be crazy? You know, now that I think about it, animations are going to make this really hard. Making it work out with the cutaway system the way I'm envisioning it. Because if you're in the middle of animating a door while it's opening and you engage the cutaway, you'll like need to be really smart about how you've done that. Yeah, okay, we can work around that. Thinking about a lot of stuff here, making no decisions. All right, maybe the auto tiler could choose appropriate door designs. That's true. We could lean on the auto tiler for that. That is a good point. That's kind of what the auto tiler is for. You're willing to draw a few doors. Terraria doesn't allow you to place doors if nothing is above them. Players kind of just accept that rule. Yeah, the auto tiler also understands that. Like if you try to draw, if you try to place a door in the middle of empty space, the auto tiler is like, what are you doing? Like a door needs a block below it, a block above it, and a block on either side. And the block on either side could like be another wall, or it could be another door, in which case that's what makes the double door, etc. So yeah, the auto tiler has some checks for that, but that's a good point. That's a good point. Where we could totally use this door if the auto tiler looks above it and says, there's a wall here. That's pretty cool. Because then we could actually use both of these doors. And then we just need a case when neither of those are true. Figure out what we would do if neither of them are true. All right, so I think I have an idea here. Bear with me. So what's the halfway point here? This is 23 tiles. That's not very helpful. What if I took this? Why can't I click on this? There we go. Okay, I have an idea. Oh, where's the midpoint? I didn't think this through. How do I know where the midpoint is? I guess I do. I do know where the midpoint is. The midpoint is 12 tiles up. You do this, so you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. I think that's approximately the midpoint. Then we go to this one. Same thing here. Kind of Frankensteining something together here real quick. I'm not sure it's going to work, but I have an idea. Mainly because I don't want to draw all this stuff again. Does this kind of work? Or is this a problem? Like, can I clean this up and make this work? It's kind of a 4-way connection. I should probably have done this on another layer. Probably what I should have done. Make it like a 4-piece door like this. Why isn't this symmetrical? Go. Something like this, maybe? In which case, we could even do this on like an enormous like 2x2 door. Oh, Fusionist. Yeah, you could have a mechanic for defunct doors, which have an improper placement, preventing them from opening. Oh, that's funny. No, I don't mind you spitballing at all. I get all my best ideas from chat. Fusionist, little devil on your shoulder. The game must pre-render all animated tiles using procedural 3D. Yeah. No problem. Easy. That's not even a problem. 10x the episode count, and now we're talking. Yeah. You know, I originally thought we might have this game done by episode 1000. I'm like not so sure anymore. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, I went too far. We're desynchronizing. I should probably draw the lines in first. Would probably help. 2, 3, 4. 4. You wouldn't mind more episodes? Yeah, well, I did some estimates about how long it takes to tick over the various boxes because, like, we just hit 150, right? And so I tick over the 10 every about 2 weeks because we do on average about 5 episodes a week. So we go from 150 to 160 in about 2 weeks. Okay. I go from 150 to 250 about every 6 months because we do 5 episodes a week. That's like about 40 episodes a month. Oh no, it's not 6 months. It's 5 times 4, 20. Oh, it's only about every 2.5 months we tick over the next 100. Really? No. That's 20. That's a month or 20 a month. No, it is about every 6 months. Can't do math. I don't do math. About every 6 months we hit. So 6 months is what? 26 weeks. And then so to do the 1,000 episodes, it's a while. It's going to be about 4 or 5 years. Actually, I think it's about 5 years. So, you know, if you're in it for the long haul, so am I. Did I get these off by like a weird amount here? Because look at this. What's happening here? Did I plug these in on like a weird offset? I think I did, which is like a huge problem. I did, didn't I? F. This is 3 from the edge here, and this is, well, this is 3 from the edge here. I actually am not sure what I did here. But this is the idea, I think, of a 4-piece door. I should have honestly done the frame as a separate layer. Yeah, I got this a little wrong. Oops. That's within your estimate. Bonus points if the game releases for episode 1000. Yay, yeah. No, you're right. I mean, I did hope that I would finish this game in about 6 years. And we're about 1 year in. So honestly, if we stick to the schedule, it'll be around an episode 1000. Let's hope to at least be in early access by episode 1000. How about that? Try to at least do that. This looks right here. There's a little something weird going on here. Oh, maybe it's just a trick of the perspective though. Might actually be exactly the right spot. I might just have the arrows in the wrong place. The arrows probably need to move. Oh no, these are desynced a little bit. But that's okay, honestly. It actually looks all right. I don't know what happened here. Yeah, the light is a bit... I just kit bashed 2 different doors together. Will you give me a break? I just combined this one and this one. Coming in telling me my lighting is wrong. There you go. How's that? Better. Not perfect, but it's better. So here's an idea for a 4-piece door. And I think this fits our requirements pretty much. I think I straight up like this one better. Like this one's fucking dope. You have a lighting rule that you follow? Walking by the comp. You like the X? Okay, cool. I like this Y shape, but we were just talking about why the Y shape is not good. You've lit everything from camera left, it looks like. Kinda. It's a little exaggerated. The intent is that the light is just behind the camera. So like you can get this, and then if you flip it to the other side, if you flip this, the lighting rule should still be the same. You flipped it to the other side, the light would still be basically behind the camera. I can't flip that like that. Let me manipulate more than one thing. That's the intent, so that it's basically consistent. It's going to be weird, and if you think about it too long, it's obviously incorrect based on the lighting in the scene, but it is consistent. It has the benefit of being consistent. Did Shenanigans give you a few seconds and you'll mock up what you were mentioning earlier and post in the Discord? Hell yeah. I'm always happy to crowdsource. Might have a cool stylistic look to it. Yeah, it should probably be fine. There's so many light sources on a starship like this. It should be fine. So I don't like this, and here's why I don't like this. This one, this specific one. If you look at the way we do our doors, when they open and they stop here. They stop slightly in frame, right? Like they don't retract fully. And here's my concern. If we do the same thing here, this won't retract fully. There will just be this tooth sticking out of the ground. And like, what do? Do you walk past it? Do you walk over it? Do you care? Whereas at least this one, the little tooth is going to be above. Probably fine. So unfortunately, this one also has that problem, but these teeth are so short that we could probably retract them fully and like nobody notices. And if anything, there will be like we would need a cool thing where we would need like, as the floor tooth retracts, you would actually need a plate that like comes over it, that like slides over it to like seal up the floor piece there. There would be room to do something really cool there. Screw the tall people. Yeah, no, I don't care about tall people. It's a good point because it should be fine because these are 28 pixels tall. About, oh no, they're only 23. They're about 24 pixels tall, these walls, and people are only about 14 pixels tall. So it should be fine. I'm not bothered. Well, you know, it's not always good being tall. Just ask anyone in the Navy. Ask a submariner. All right, so this is still a little inconsistent. I'm trying to understand why. Oh, it's this. It's that. Can we get the arrows back in here? At least the side ones. This. I don't think we can really do a vertical arrow. We could do some little dots. Or, you know, we could do them at like an angle like this. Not terrible. Not great. I don't like this. I think this is a little disoriented. Maybe it's fine, actually. I don't know. Not 100% on how many arrows I would like on these doors. I think 2 is fine. I don't think we need the vertical ones. I think this is pretty sick. I think this would look pretty cool. I'm not looking forward to like drawing all of this though. I think it'd be pretty cool. Here's my concern. Does this actually make sense? I think these are offset in a way that is not good. Like, I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. This is yeah, these are off. These are off. I might need to make another attempt at this. But what we're going to do this time This is option 3. We're gonna actually just make the frame here because I'm kind of sick of not having the frame or having to redraw the frame. Oh, there we go. You think it's looking good? You like the vertical ones? Not like fight for them like though? Wandering away again? Thanks. Thanks, Smooth in a second. See you later. Yeah, I really like the major the really enormous toothed one. I'm honestly probably gonna draw it. Posted to the Discord. All right. Oops. Diginanigans is gonna save us here. Go. So now we actually just have a frame at least, so I can stop worrying about drawing over the frame. And in fact, I'm gonna actually add in like a different color maybe. Do this color. Add the divider here between the 3 pieces. All right. Hit me. Ignore the rough quality, just a quick Photoshop from screenshot from YouTube. Yeah, no, I'm going to criticize this relentlessly. Oh, I see what you mean. Part of the reason I'm doing this is to just move the left and the right door segments further to the side. However, this is pretty cool. All right. That's a good idea. So it would be like option 3. Except basically do this. You're saying something like this. This is not a bad idea. I'd probably pick a different design. Or I'd move these lines a little bit because the lines don't exactly work here. It's actually probably indicative of something being wrong elsewhere. The concern that's it's pretty cool. Side segments are the same distance you have them in option 1. Just move the side panels higher. Yeah. No, yeah, they meet in the middle just the same. That's true. The issue is these cutoff lines, which are these white lines, which I'm actually going to just, they're part of the frame, aren't they? Yeah. I'm going to put them here. So the concern is this is basically where each piece should cut off. And the more they overlap, the harder this is. So like for the double door, this cutoff point is like here. So it's not perfect. Cutoff point is here. Or no, it's actually here. Yeah, so there's some bleed through, but it's okay. So yeah, we actually have some tolerance for bleed through. We're basically going to not let anyone run through the door until the door is like open. So we shouldn't have a lot of crazy z-indexing problems. So this kind of an option should actually be fine. Because there's quite a bit of crossover, but it's totally manageable. Yeah, okay, this kind of a Y shape would probably be pretty doable. Then we wouldn't have to deal with the issue with this one, which is like, where does this floor piece go? And how do you deal with the fact that it disappears? That's like a huge problem because it would need to retract and you need to like cover it over with a floor plate, which I think would look fucking cool to animate that, to have this bottom tooth retract down and to have a plate come over it so that you could walk across it. If anything, that would sell the fact that you have to like wait to go over through the door until it's done animating. But the nice thing about your option is your option eliminates that problem entirely. So that's very good. I do really like this one visually. But where does this go? This one has a lot of crossover as well. Something I need to think about is the up and over, right? And by that, I mean every 4 pixels of horizontal movement, we have 1 pixel of vertical movement. What does that mean for these teeth, for these like vertical teeth? Do they just go up? They never go over, right? They only go up. Yeah, I think so. So that means it would stop here. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 pixels of travel that way. I guess I can just count this. 17 pixels of travel this way. 17 pixels of travel that way. Okay, so this one would be done a little bit before. About 4 frames before these are done. So that's something of an issue. Unless I move this down to here. It still wouldn't be done. Yeah, I think we're going to do this Y shape or we're going to do this X shape. I think these are the things we're going to do. Um, yeah. Yeah. Kind of want to try a couple different lines. I'm not super pleased with these lines, especially because they're desynced here. Like you can't exactly tell, but like this line does not continue into this line. Neither does this line, I think. No, it doesn't. This one, it's easier to tell the left to right line here, the top left to bottom right. Lines aren't synchronized. They're off by like 1. Unfortunate. So I would need to fix that. Let's try that. Let's try to fix that. Hmm. How in the world did I do this here? Oh, I have that little straight bit. Forgot about the little straight bit. Yeah, that seems crucial. What we do one of those. We do that here and then do this. Like that. Similarly, we would have this. Like that. That doesn't seem quite right. Maybe that's what I did here. Yeah, why is this exactly 2? How is this symmetrical and mine isn't? 3, 2. Oh, wait. It needs to be like this. There you go. Okay. So we could do that for one of them, for one of the lines. Then we need to do the flipped version for the other. I have here. And so this one is a little more exaggerated. Oh, it's also offset in a funky way. Interesting. So that one would be Okay, this is more what the X door would look like, I guess. It's a little distorted. But it's consistent like the double door, which is good. Guess we could probably make this less of like, we could probably exaggerate the line a little bit. This is like really like a proper X. Oh, well, let's make a new version. New layer. So what if instead of these lines, we go harder? So the double door goes 2 in and then over. Single door goes 1 in and then over. What if the triple door went 3 in and then over? Because right now this is 4. 4 is fine. What if we did the same basic thing, but we'd go from here to there, or there. Or is it like that? Oh, it's like this. Here, like there. Okay, okay. I like this so far. And then we need to do the same thing, but on this side. This is not symmetrical. That's better. Still not, though. There we go. And what we do the same thing, like this. Maybe too thick of an outline. Actually, maybe that's fine. Maybe it's not. Actually, no, that would be consistent because this one's going away from you. No. I actually don't know. This feels like too much. We should be trying to do this just too thick outline. Or double thick outline, not a triple thick outline. So this line should be more like here, here, and here, here. Okay, here's another case where we need to do some thinking. This is more accurate, but kind of flies in the face of whatever's going on here. All right, let's try this again. I think this gap is causing a problem. This. That's the center line, and then this is also the center line. So this is consistent. The problem is these outlines are too thin. Like the double door, we like to have this double thick outline. The single door is fine to have a single outline. I think we want this triple door to also have like a double thick outline. I have to figure out where that's going to be. I think I like this a little better than like this. Although this one's consistent because it's based entirely on the double door. I think I would like something a little wider. If I can. It's not clear to me that I can. All right. I think we'll need to continue this tomorrow. Got a bunch of options, some of which I like a lot. Like option 1 is still calling to me, as ridiculous as it is. I honestly don't know if anyone's going to care. If this giant tooth of a door just starts sliding up into the ceiling. But we have other options. Option 2 is probably not doable. Option 3 is... We're trying to rework option 3 to be viable. Option 4, which was Digitantigan's idea of this like proper Y shape, I think that's also quite doable. And we honestly might end up with something like this. That would be more consistent with what we have while still giving us something to draw for the middle tile. I think option 4 is pretty good. We'll probably have a few of these, but I only want to start with like 1 or 2 at the most. Option 5 is okay. I don't love how it's basically all the action is happening right here in the middle section. Kind of wanted to widen it a little bit, which is why I want to do something more like option 6. But I have not figured out the line work for it yet. I have to figure out the line work. The outline needs to be not too thick, not too thin. It's kind of annoying. God help us if we move away from having outlines. Some of this stuff will be fine. Like, we'd figure it out. But we'll see. I guess this is just door week, huh? That's fine. I've been kind of tired. I haven't been wanting to do programming or the major tile editor stuff that we have to do, which is still save and load, undo, redo, and select move, which we are going to get to. But yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I have to go do laundry and then get back to work. So I'm going to hit the music here. Appreciate everyone and their input today. A lot of good ideas. Shenanigans. Smooth into second. Fusionist. No Jewel. You didn't have any good ideas, No Jewel, but I appreciate you being here. Just Hal. Brohart. I think that's everyone today. Small crew today, but all the regulars. Thank you for hanging out here today. Cheers, Fusionist. Thank you. You as well. Yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to see y'all next time, which will be tomorrow. Bye.
Maximum warp.